Hi friends, time to work on some spinal mobility. Let's start with some warming up of the spine. But before that, let's just set our intention for our practice today. So sitting in easy pose, maybe you can remove your socks for better balance. Hands on your knees, palms facing up. And let's just take some deep breaths here. Finding length in your spine, hip bones grounded on the mat. And let's just set our intention for our class today. Maybe it's to release pressure and let go. Maybe it's to find peace. Maybe it's just to help with mobility of the body. Whatever your intention is today, just go ahead and think on that for a moment as you breathe deeply in and out. And from here, let's take our sunshine arms up to the sky and then twisting to our left, placing our hands on the left side of our left leg. Nice gentle twist of the spine here. And then back up and to the other side. And back to center. Hands together, down to your heart space. And now let's take our right bent leg and we're just going to place our right foot on the left side of our left leg. My left foot is touching my hip bone here. And I'm just pulling this leg in gently. I'm feeling a nice stretch here. And then from here, you can take it a step further into the twisting of the spine just by placing your left elbow on the right side of that right knee, placing your right hand on the mat behind you, and twisting toward that right hand, fingers pointed behind you. And for the left hand mudra, you can connect your middle finger and thumb. And release. Let's do the other side. Half Lord of the Fishes pose. Gaze should be soft on the horizon. And release, coming back to easy pose, Sukhasana. And from here, let's just do some side stretches. So I'm going to place my left forearm down on the mat, just keeping my hip bones grounded here. Alternatively, you can also place a block here underneath this forearm. And then raising your right arm over and to the left, pointing your fingers, opening the chest, breathing deeply. Feeling the space you're creating here in the side body. And to the other side. Just take it slow. This is meant to be a gentle practice. Come back up. And now let's transition onto our hands and knees into tabletop. And now just give yourself some cat-cow. So arching, looking up, inhaling, exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. And now let's just sit back onto our heels, opening the knees and falling down in between the knees into child's pose. Great hip opener. Helps to release tension in the hips. Great, friends. Now walk your hands back. Close your knees. And let's get right back into tabletop here. And now we're just going to do a thread the needle, which is a gentle spinal twist. I'm actually going to move my mat away from the wall a little bit. So from tabletop, hands are under your shoulders, hips over your knees. Just extend your right hand out to the side, and as you come down, you're going to swoop this through here, through the space here, coming down onto your right shoulder, and then extending your left out in front of you. And just hold this here for a few breaths. And now just slide your left hand toward you and push up through that left hand. Coming back into tabletop. And then just do a couple of cat-cows as part of your transition. And then when you're ready, lift your left arm out to the side and then swoop it through that space underneath your right arm, sliding that forward, and then sliding your right arm up in front of you. And I apologize, I can see the lighting's really bad in here. I normally go to our local library to film, but I actually had a fever last night and my throat is sore, so I really don't want to go out and share my germs, so I figured I'd do it here. It was just kind of, a quick decision. And I'm at home. I don't really have a space set up at home yet to do proper filming, so I do apologize. I hope you can still get value out of this class. A few deep breaths here, and then just slide your right hand back and lift up through that palm. let's come down into hero's pose. So just putting my feet together here and sitting back. And really, in hero's pose, the feet open a little and your bottom falls down in between. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always place a pillow under your bottom and between your feet. So that just gives you something to sit on. And my feet are still opened up. And this is not a great pose if you have knee issues, so you could just skip it if it bothers your knees. Arms up straight, and then we're just going to twist to each side. So placing my hands down on my right side, keeping my spine straight. Nice deep breaths here, and then to the other side. And back to center. And then we're going to do a few more challenging poses. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit so you can actually see me. And I'm in my daughter's room. It is a bit messy. Just want to make sure that you can see all of me. So we'll start in chair pose. So standing up, we're just going to sit back like we're sitting in a chair, arms up. And then place your hands in prayer in front of you. And we're going to take our left elbow and place it on the right side of our right knee, twisting our spine just like this, twisted chair. And we're just going to hold for a few breaths here. And then return to center. Come up just to kind of give your legs a break, maybe walk out your legs a little bit. This is probably the worst live video ever. Friends, I'm so sorry. And then raising your hands up, come back into chair. And this time we'll twist to the other side. So hands in prayer, nice and low like you're sitting in a chair. And then just twisting to the left. I'm placing my right elbow on the left side of my left knee. And then untwist and come right down to your bottom. From here, friends, let's lay right back onto our backs. Bring your knees to chest, hug your knees. Extend the right leg out straight. And pull your left knee to the right side of your body, right down to the ground. Right hand will stay here and hold the knee. left arm can be straight up behind you, or you could do cactus arm, which is like a 90-degree angle. Gaze can be up toward the ceiling or looking behind you, whatever feels better for you. And then come back to center. Hugging the knees to your chest. And then extend that left leg out, holding the right knee to chest. And then taking your left hand, pull your right knee to the left side of your body. You might have to shift your hips a little bit. And my right arm can be straight out, or it can be cactus here. And gaze can be looking towards your right arm or up at the ceiling, whatever feels better for you. And come back to center, pulling your knees to chest. And from here, let's just let our knees fall to the right. Palms are just flat on the ground. Gaze is up toward the ceiling. And then to the other side. So come back to center, and then just let your knees fall to the left. Come back to center, hug knees to chest. And I know this is a spinal mobility or spinal twist class, but when I'm down here on my back, I always like to come into Happy Baby just as a hip opener. So if you could just grab your big toes and pull them to the side, letting your knees fall to the ground. I always like to take an opportunity for a hip opener because I believe that targeting all parts of the body are important. And then bringing feet back to center, hugging knees to chest. Let's just roll up. And now let's just see if we're any more mobile than when we started. So coming back into Sukhasana easy pose. Finding length in your spine, and sit bones are grounded on the mat. Let's just sunshine our arms up to center and bring them back down to the left side, twisting toward the left. Notice if you feel any different than when we started, or if you're still experiencing some of the same feelings as when we started, maybe a little bit of both. Back up to center and to the right. And back up to center. Let's try half Lord of the Fishes pose again to see if that feels any different. So taking our right knee and pulling it to chest. Also bringing the right foot on the left side of the left leg. Making sure that my left foot, my left heel is touching my right hip bone. And just pulling that knee to chest. Feeling the stretch here, perhaps. And then from here, taking it one step further into the spinal twist, just taking the left elbow and placing it on the right side of the right knee, placing right hand on the mat behind me, fingers pointed away from me. Mudra of the left hand is middle finger to thumb, and just looking back toward those right fingers. Finding the stillness within while you're here, breathing deeply. Peace amongst the chaos. And then coming back to center and bringing that left foot onto the right side of your right leg. Pulling that knee to chest. Then bringing the right elbow onto the left side, the left knee. Placing my left hand on the floor, fingers pointed behind me. Right hand mudra is middle finger to thumb. And I'm looking back toward that left hand. Breathing deeply here. Beautiful. And let's just untwist and come back to center. And we're nearing the end of our practice. But let's just do a couple of neck stretches before Sukhasana. So with a nice straight spine, let's just clasp our fingers here and place them at the top of our neck. And we're just going to, with elbows pointed out, push the head forward. And I'm not rounding my back. I'm keeping my spine as straight as possible. I'm only pulling my head forward so that I feel a nice stretch here in the cervical and thoracic spine. And then lift up. And now I'll just do it on the side. So with lengthen the spine, I'm now just taking my right hand and placing my fingertips on the left side of my head. And I'm just pulling my head down toward my right shoulder. Keeping this arm straight. My hip bones are grounded. And now the other side.